Smart Carry. As you can see, it's made out of heavy denim material. It has a completely waterproof back panel, and I think it's a very reasonable option for carrying a concealed weapon. Now, one might be a little concerned because it's cloth about safety of possibility of accidental discharge, and while I don't know, I'll speak for all guns. I carry a Glock 26, and it's essentially impossible to make the gun fire by pressing any kind of pressure on the outside of the holster. But it is located in a sensitive anatomical area, so if you're still concerned, one could simply glue a quarter to the outside of the holster over the trigger guard, and then it would be impossible to fire the gun while it's still in the holster. I find the Smart Carry holster to be far and away the most comfortable holster I've ever worn. In all activities I take part in, whether walking, sitting down, driving a car, whatever I'm doing, even for long periods of time, the holster very quickly becomes virtually unnoticeable. Now, as you can see from the photograph, the holster is worn in the Beatles position. AKA, happiness is a warm gun. Now, the concealability factor is very high for this holster for both men and women. Women can wear the holster without fear of being detected, even with a miniskirt and a bare midriff. Now, the maker does give slightly different instructions to men and women for using the restroom. Women, of course, would sit down as usual, just flip the gun up like it's on a hinge, and it will stay in place there. When she's completed her business, and she flips the gun back down and exits. Currently, the company does not offer a model with an optional internal vibrator. Now, the user's manual also says that the gun is the holster is equally comfortable for men to use going to the bathroom. I don't find that to be reasonable advice. Remember that the holster is worn over all the undergarments, directly under your pants. So it's going to take some noticeable garment manipulation to get the job done. And you don't want the guy standing in the next urinal to be wondering what you're doing fooling about so long down there. So the idea is simply go to a stall, drop your pants down around your thighs, prop the gun up just like the women do your business and be on the way. Now, there is one further caution that applies just to men. In most places, it's illegal to point a gun, whether it's loaded or unloaded, at another person. So if you're out and about on the town and happen to run into an attractive lady, you start up a conversation, the conversation begins to get very intimate, and she comes on to you, and you start getting excited, then there is the possibility that your gun might start pointing at her. And you don't want to let that happen. And so just remember, folks, when you're out and about in today's world, keep peace in your mind, love in your heart, and a hot rod in your pants.